So we here at the Horrorverse headlines like to ask the hard-hitting questions, right?
Okay.
We like to uncover the truth here, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest question in all of horror this week has been, is that Demi Moore's butt?
Do you think it's Demi Moore's butt?
Do you know what? I don't know what Demi Moore's butt's like. I mean, most of the movie, The Substance, was based more on her younger self's butt than her butt. They showed her butt once or twice, but it's an older butt, and I don't actually think that was really her butt.
Seeing Striptease as well.
I never saw Striptease.
It's a good movie.
I saw bits of Striptease when I was a kid.
Of course you did.
Well, I didn't see the whole movie. I actually have no idea what that movie is about.
I believe it's hard. Just even like the stand-up.
It does look like
we're
looking at the poster here. And it does. I as soon as it was said, I was like, yeah, I see it.
Yeah, 100%.
But apparently the director, Zachary, won't actually tell anybody whether it is or not. Demi Moore said it was.
It is, yeah.
Demi Moore said, where was it again? I had it here. It was in her memoir, Inside Out. She admitted that it was her in one of the pictures. So they say then in the documentary released the same year
that it wasn't.
That it was left unclear.
Okay.
So
it's her.
From one mystery to another,
scientists
find strongest evidence yet of alien life on distant planets using the Webb telescope. So I believe the Webb telescope, what they're doing with that is they're looking at planets around the universe to study their atmosphere and then figure out what's going on in those planets.
To see if they're conducive to life.
Yeah. And this one here, K218b, sounds very Rick and Morty.
It does, doesn't it?
K218b has biosignatures coming off it that they reckon only usually comes from living like
algae and stuff like that. Yeah.
Marine biology is what they're saying, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's, I think, a gas is called dimethyl sulfide, DMS, and dimethyl disulfide. Dimethyl, is that it?
Yeah.
I'm terrible with these fucking medicine sounding names. That's what they sound like. Sounds like something I get sent down for my heartburn. But so this means, well, look, I mean, you and me have talked about this before, and I think it's no secret. When the universe is this big, it's ridiculous to think one planet has everything.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I know they're really, really far distance away. We can't get to them or anything. But they're there. But the way, right, when I was watching the little video about it on RT News, the way the scientist was talking about it, it sounded like he was like, we could go and we could colonize that shit. Like, it was like, this is another place we could live, 100%.
When we're able to figure out how to get there.
And then they said because of that, they can tell that there's other planets that most likely have the same thing going on. Like,
exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So, and I mean, again, people think aliens, they think greys instantly.
No, it could be germs.
Or something like that. Exactly. Yeah. An alien could just be like the tiniest little fucking
amoeba
cell or fucking microbe or whatever, and that's alien life. That's something happening, like, you know. This is what bugs me about this, right? Because I love alien stuff. Right?
Yeah.
Love space stuff. But you know, how I was saying to you before, I had a problem like when it came to when we were talking last week about Rex Heuermann.
Oh yeah.
And I was saying like I knew about the Long Island serial killer case, but it was hard to stay interested in it because there was nothing really coming, and my interest comes more about the killer and his background and what he was doing while the killing was.
So your interest comes with the aliens and what they're like and what they look like.
No. What I was saying was the problem there was when I couldn't see the killer. I'd like to know what the killer's life was like and what they were doing while the killings were happening and how it led up to it and what happened afterwards and their mindset throughout the whole thing. But when you don't know who the killer is, you don't get that. You just get this body was found here, this body was found there, this body was found there, this is how they're found. And it piques your interest for a minute, but then you realize it stops it and it's like, well, until we catch this guy, this isn't going to interest me anymore, and I kind of pull back from it. And that's the problem with aliens. Love fucking alien talk. Love talking about, love the idea of it. I truly believe in Roswell and all that kind of crack. But because there's no solid evidence, and no one can bring you solid evidence, and we can't go and research stuff like
you lose interest.
And it's like, well, this is interesting and all, but how much further is it going to go?
Yeah.
Someone's going to have to fly, so they're going to have to come to us, and we're going to have to come to them to really...
Do you think that'll happen in our life?
But see, this is the thing. Couldn't it just happen at any... I've always kind of had that mentality. This is going to be... When it happens, if it's going to be hostile, it's going to be Independence Day style. We're going to walk out one morning, there's just going to be fucking things in the air.
Yeah.
We better hope the fuck they come here in peace.
Happy.
Because, I mean, realistically think of it. If they have the equipment to fly here and leave when they want to, come and go as they want to, and those kind of mechanics, what kind of weapons do they have?
Yeah, exactly.
So if they come here and they're further along than we are, then we are, you know, a lower standard of life. And if they're anything like us, that's not good for us. Because when humans have seen what they considered as lower form of life, we've generally made them work for us.
But I suppose the other side of it is they could be really nice and come here, and the majority of us could be hostile. And then...
But see, that's my main concern. Because, again, we were talking about religion, right? On last week's show, we're talking about it coming up in this week. And we can't even fucking handle another culture on our planet. Imagine another planet's culture coming here.
There'd be
and how much that could rock the boat, because what if they know more about the origin of the universe than we do? And they come here and they burst every religious bubble all in one fucking go. With solid proof.
I think there'd be a lot of depressed people.
But this is what I'm saying. There's going to be people who devoted their entire existence to things. And like I know this. I understand, because there's times in my head where I'm thinking, I would love to see aliens come here. I'd love to see it. I'd love to have it confirmed for me. I'd love to just know. And then there's also the realization directly afterwards that once they show up, life as we know it will never be the same again. Everything changes at that point. Everything. Like, it's never going to be how you saw. Oh, I mean, like, everything will change.
Yeah.
Technology, we don't. If they're bringing technology, our whole life fucking style could change. If they decide to come down here and they're not fucking friendly, then we're all slaves.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. If
they come here and they destroy a religion or they bring a new religion, what does that mean rule-wise?
True.
What does that mean we have to worship now? What are we supposed to be doing? What are we not supposed to be doing? If they come down and say there is no religion and you will just fucking die and it'll all go black, what sort of fucking panic does that set amongst everybody? Everything changes as soon as something from another planet lands here.
It's true. We sound like a conspiracy podcast.
Unless they're little microbes, in which case we're in fucking charge and they're our slaves and they'll do what we say. No, we won't go there.
What if they're microbes, isn't like literally disease?
Or
because that could be like the life as well, like
Futurama style. We think it's all friendly and then it comes up and starts sucking on the side of your fucking head and it's controls us from the inside. What are we called again? What are they called again? Oh, it's like a symbiote. Fucking like Venom.
Oh yeah, I was going to say.
What's the word for it?
Oh my god!
We are terrible at this. They're just so often we are doing these shows and we cannot think of a simple fucking word that we know. And then as soon as we press pause to go check the word, I mean, as soon as I hit the pause button, the word comes out of my mouth. It's crazy.
Parasite.
Parasite. God damn it. This is the thing, right?
Oh my
God.
You
get fucking like this brain fucking freeze
that
as you're talking and it's like, I know this. Where is it gone? But yeah, they could these little microbes could just as easily be parasites and then it's lights out for all of us as well. So I mean, I just think that when they come, I would be overcome with the idea of both fear and kind of curiosity and joy.
Staying indoors for a while, like.
Yeah, I'd like to find out through the TV whether
exactly. I'd have the TV on for a while, paying close
and
attention.
Decide where I'm going to go and what I'm going to do next.
Exactly.
But where are you going to go? If they can fly around the place and fly ourselves, if this is like an Independence Day style thing, where are you going to go?
Underground.
So I think that was a story in Doctor Who, wasn't it? One of the old ones when the Daleks came. Do you know the ones with Peter Cushing?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's one of them, isn't it? The Daleks take over the entire... they're based in London in this one. It's almost World War II kind of like.
Yeah.
Or else they're using the World War II bunkers to hide out, but all the humans are hiding out, and that's the storyline. But it's based off of a storyline then as well that comes from like the early days of Doctor Who.
Oh.
I can't remember. It was rather the first or second one that did it. But it was the same story because I remember I kind of went after you got me into Doctor Who.
You watched the new ones. Yeah, you watched a good few of the old ones.
A few of the first. I'm up as far as Davison, and I haven't watched since. But those first 8 or 9 seasons, definitely I saw the story in black and white before I saw the coloured version with Peter Cushing. But Peter Cushing is the grandfather of the two kids in it, and he's not an alien. He just figures out how to make time travel.
He does. I remember that one. Yeah.
Cut out the alien side of it, or the Gallifreyan side of it.
Yeah.
And
I remember
make it a bit more simple. And he's just an inventor who makes a time machine and takes these things. But when they get there, the Daleks will come down and take over. I think both of them are Dalek stories, aren't they?
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
I can only remember one of them.
I can vaguely remember the newest one.
Hopefully they don't come down here. Or Cybermen. I'm not up for either of that.
But there are underground towns in cities.
Well, like catacombs and stuff there, don't you?
No, there's one in Turkey that was basically like an underground kind of town/city.
But isn't there? Yeah, there's a lot of places that kind of get built over places, don't they?
Yeah. No, this was built underground.
Oh.
Yeah.
So isn't the job of them like...
This is going back like hundreds and hundreds of years ago. It's still there. Like it's Derin Kayu, if that's how you pronounce it. It's in the Nevşehir province in Turkey. But I remember seeing like say an example of a cutaway from it. It does look like a whole load of like catacombs, like, but it's all kind of like a multi-layered kind of system.
Do they know what the purpose of it was for?
To live in.
Why? What was wrong with above
Let me
ground?
have a look.
What was wrong with normal houses? Or mud huts or stone houses or whatever? Why did it? Because I would assume it would be colder down there.
Yeah, it was initially built in the 8th to 17th century BC, but it doesn't say why. These cities continue to be used by Christian natives as protection from the Mongolian tribes. So it was
similar to like, again, Catholics here trying to hide from the Protestants during the whole shit. Like,
exactly, but as far as I know, they used to keep animals and all down here. Like it was a proper like working
colony kind of
community. Yeah. See, so we just go underground. It's been done.
It's cool. So that's where we're going. We're all going to Turkey when the aliens get here. We'll get hair plugs, some new boobs,
lengthening,
legs lengthening like we saw on that John Mulaney show.
Boy.
And and we'll all live underground as beautiful, happy, long-haired people.
Do you want hair back?
Nah, I did when I started losing it. I did, but you see, the difference is right. I know I could grow my hair back now to where it was before I cut it off. And the only reason I had to cut it off completely last time was because it was the start of COVID. I was in the middle of a fucking a course in college.
Yeah.
And I started to get so stressed and panicked that I started to lose patches of my hair. Do you remember that?
I remember.
I was like losing patches, but I like shaved at the sides anyway. So it was fine. It
wasn't noticeable. Not very noticeable.
It was, but just at the end, remember, I got one right on the fucking line of where I usually cut. And I was like, oh, fuck, man. And I didn't talk to my mom. Used to happen to my dad all the time as well. But it's back. So I could grow it back to where it was. But I'm still losing right here. And it goes back a bit. So I'd have to get hair here and hair here for it to work.
Maybe it's fine. But would you bring it out further?
When I did first shave it off, that was the goal. It was kind of like, we're going to get money and I'm going to go and I'm going to get my hair back. And now I've lived with it for a while. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I care.
Would you leave it down enough? Do you know what I mean? You usually had it tied up unless you were...
I'd have to have stupid disposable income. I'd have to have money to burn, kind of. You know, like, just, it's there and I have nothing to spend it on. I have no money worries. Then I'd go and do it. Just for the sake of doing it. Just have the option to grow it if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But... as it stands now, it wouldn't bother me to never have it back.
I think it suits you.
Thank you.
Without it, like. Without it, like. Well, both ways.
But I always found I was like that as well when I was watching wrestling, and I hated when wrestlers cut their hair first. And then after a few months, I'd be like, do you know what? It kind of suits him better. Yeah. Like, I cracked up when Triple H cut his hair for the first time. I was like, what are you doing? Gimmick change. Over. Yeah. And I'm like, he looks way more badass. Yeah. You know? I get you. He's going to work. We'll wait till the end. But he's going into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, is he? Oh, yeah.
Tonight. Well, tomorrow morning. 6 o'clock in the morning for us.
I'm all over the place.
Right, before we have an updated look at the WrestleMania card, because we did a bit of a prediction during the week, where we had, or 2 weeks ago, where we knew a few matches, but we didn't know some of the other ones. So we'll have a quick look over them again and update our predictions based on the storylines going forward. We have a look at some movie news that is coming, because there's been a few announcements this week. One being, well, this was announced just over a week ago. Warner Brothers have confirmed we have a new Gremlins movie coming and Beetlejuice sequel.
Oh.
So we're getting a trilogy of Beetlejuices.
Okay.
And I think that the running title around it online is Beetlejuice, which would make sense.
Bit of a mouthful. Is anybody really going to say Beetlejuice?
I'm sure they just say Beetlejuice 3.
That's true.
I mean, were you
For
walking
fear of
around
calling
going
him.
Beetlejuice for the sequel? Well, yeah, I was just going the Beetlejuice sequel. Or the second Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
To be fair, I was like, do you want to just watch Beetlejuice? And we knew what it was because we had just watched the first one.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Gremlins because, I mean, I just can't understand why there's been such a gap since the second one. It feels like everybody loves Gremlins. Everybody is mad about Gremlins. No one you talk to says, I don't like Gremlins. And after the second one, they just went missing.
Yeah. Was there not a third one?
Nope.
I don't know why that was in my head.
There's 2 and a cartoon.
Oh, that's why that third one
The
was in my head.
cartoon's only a couple of years old.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Nope.
The Wild Batch is what it's called. It's on Max.
Yeah, is it a remake or...
No, it's just a cartoon.
No, I mean...
The new one?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't think they're giving a whole lot away about either of these. It's just kind of confirmed that they are, or they're working on them.
Yeah, cool.
They're in, they've been, I don't know, ordered? Greenlit? Being developed, I suppose. I don't know. This is all I know about it so
Pre-production.
far. Yes. Developing is what they're doing. Yes. And maybe a new Goonies.
Oh, I saw that going around all right.
But that was kind of pushed aside, said it wasn't happening then, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that kind of happens every so often. They're remaking the Goonies. They're not remaking the Goonies. They are remaking the Goonies. They're not remaking
That was like when they said they were going remaking fucking American Psycho. And then the writer of American Psycho came out and said that's all bullshit.
Yeah.
They were fake rumors put online to see what kind of interest there was. And I wouldn't mind casting what's his name would have been a good choice.
Who was it again?
Elvis, what's his name again?
Oh, Austin Butler.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's who they had kind of said was cast as it, but there's been no more talk of it. And I don't know, maybe it was just a rumor.
Maybe.
Pity.
But there was a good bit of interest in it.
So yeah. But that still doesn't guarantee Austin Butler's going to sign on for it. They still might have to go find someone else.
That's true.
But he seems like the perfect person for it, doesn't it?
Cillian Murphy, if he was younger.
Yeah. He's pushing on. I can't wait to see do Peaky Blinders.
Do we have dates for that yet?
I don't know. I do not know. I know they're finished filming. They've wrapped. And I think they were already saying that there will be more.
Yeah, there is one more, yeah.
I don't know, is it in more TV shows or spin-offs or another movie or whatever? I'd assume if the movie's successful, it's just going to keep going as movies.
I'm not getting anything. No, I can't see anything about dates.
No dates?
No.
I'm sure when that comes, when that's coming, you're going to hear a lot of fucking shit about it. You know, there's going to be a lot of.
There's going to be a lot of.
I mean, let's face it, that show kind of decided, similar to how Vikings brought in the top knot for a couple of years.
Kind of the bit of the
Peaky Blinders. Every young fella had the hair slicked back, fucking Shelby style.
Yeah.
You know.
Then that went to kind of curly on top, didn't it?
I went the other way. I was years before him. I did that because I had my hair. I have always had long hair up until I shaved it.
Yeah.
And I remember the one time I cut it up relatively short. I could still tie it back, but I wanted to do that swiped back thing as well. But that was after I'd watched Boardwalk Empire too much.
Okay,
I was like, I love that fucking gang style. And, so I did it for a little while.
It suited you when you did it when I was with you.
That was when I was regrowing my hair after the first time I shaved it off. I was like, what did I do? And I just started growing it straight away again.
Yeah.
And then it lasted about 2 years and I had to shave it all off again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Suited you.
I was more committed the second time. So on top of that,
were you defeated?
Huh?
Or were you more defeated?
Maybe. The extra bald patches weren't helping. So on top of that, we got confirmation that we will be seeing Silent Night, Deadly Night getting a remake.
Yeah.
With Rowan Campbell as our Killer Santa. You didn't see this movie, I did.
No, I haven't.
I watched it on the train up to your parents' house on Christmas Eve when I came up to you. Do you remember you went up first?
Yeah. And then you followed us
I
up.
watched the first one of these on the way up. It's all right. It's a good little movie. I mean,
I have to watch it.
It's one of those kind of silly, not silly, it's very serious in, is it serious in tone? It looks like a serious movie, but the whole premise of it's kind of ridiculous.
It's not serious. Okay.
And it's good. I'll watch it with you next Christmas. You'll enjoy it.
We don't have to wait to Christmas to watch it.
It's a real Christmas movie. It really is. It's a proper Christmas movie.
Okay.
You know? That's the only downside to Terrifier. I'm really picky with that stuff. You know that. that when it comes to like holiday movies, I don't watch the holiday movies.
So is that the reason that we didn't watch Terrifier 3 last week?
No, it's because when I said let's watch Terrifier 3 on the new TV, you put a face on you, and I was like, fine, we'll watch what you want to watch. It's grand. And I sat there and I suffered through. No, I didn't suffer through it. Ready or Not was awesome. I hadn't seen that either. The ending is fucking brilliant. I'd seen the ending a few times on countdown lists, on documentaries and stuff like that. And for some reason, I'd completely forgotten it. So when they all started just fucking blowing up in front of me, it clicked at me again what was going on, and I just started. And then with the cold, you know, the ending where she just gets a glimpse of the ghost, and I'm like,
decent shit.
So fucking awesome. Yeah. I didn't see this ending coming.
Like the shower of fucking Egypt hanging behind their fucking clothes. The next thing, pop.
Yeah, I just thought they were crazy fucking idiots, and then next thing. I'm like, yes! Awesome.
Decent.
Well, yeah, no, I think this guy's a good par for. This is the guy who was in Halloween.
Ends.
What did we see him in very lately?
We saw him in
very lately. Like in the last week or two.
In the last week or two? Oh yeah,
Most
because
definitely.
you said that's the guy from Halloween Ends, isn't it?
100%. But he'll play this role really good.
The monkey.
That was it.
Yep.
So to give you an idea of what it is, basically, I can't remember the start of this movie. I think his parents are killed by an evil Santa Claus, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And then he ends up in a home with his brother. Him and his brother end up in up for adoption with a bunch of nuns again. The nuns in this one are actually good.
Okay.
And they're in the home. And then he obviously ages out and he goes out on his own. It's Christmas time. And he's trying to get a job, and he gets a job, I think, in a toy store, as far as I can remember. And then he gets the job in the toy store, but then the Santa Claus they had hired couldn't do it. There was some reason he couldn't do the job. Can't remember. Like I said, I've only seen it once on a train on the way up to your fucking house.
Yeah.
And they kind of tell him he's got to be the Santa Claus. And then when he puts on the Santa Claus suit, he just snaps and starts killing everybody. Because you know, his experience with Santa Claus is he's a psychotic killer who killed my family.
Right.
You know? So, and then I think the second one is his brother takes on the mantle. I haven't seen the second one yet.
And this is just a reboot of the first one, is it?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, that'll be fun. I think Christmas time is good. Christmas is turning into a real fucking good time for horror movies. Because we got Return of the Living Dead coming back this year at Christmas. It's going to be a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
You got Silent Night, Deadly Night coming out. I know Violent Night 2 is being worked on, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, definitely.
Terrifier did their Christmas one. I know that's not going to happen again.
But still.
Do you know what I had to go looking for this week? Because I was wondering what the fuck was going on with it. Was Thanksgiving 2. So I was pretty sure that's supposed to come out this year, isn't it?
Yeah.
And from what I can see, it's still kind of scheduled to come out for
this
Thanksgiving this year. Well, no, Thanksgiving this year is November. Like,
I know, yeah.
But I hadn't heard anything about it. And it turns out because Borderlands was such a fucking bomb for him, he's after rushing this into production. Like, the script is in, they're ready to go.
Oh, okay.
Because it was Eli Roth that released Borderlands, and it bombed. I don't know. I don't know what Borderlands is about. I never played the game.
Never seen it.
Don't know what the movie is about. And
I'd watch it.
Even after everybody said it's shit.
But sometimes when everybody says shit, it's actually a bit better than what you were thinking.
Well, that's because people have lowered your expectations so much. You watch it. Well, that always happens to us. We get our expectations lowered so much by the bad. That's what we should do from now on. We should sit down, fucking just
look for the worst rated movies.
Many fucking bad reviews as we can about a movie, and then sit down and we're going to be like, this is fucking Oscar worthy. What the fuck were they talking about? It's a fucking work of art. On top of that, and this one I am looking forward to, we have another reboot coming with Ryan Gosling of all fucking people, bringing killer clowns from outer space back to Earth. Yes! And these are other aliens we definitely do not want hanging around here. They're creepy looking fuckers.
Why would they be dressed as clowns though if they came down?
This again, Amy, isn't a real serious movie. You know, this is a bit of a ridiculous fucking premise to begin with. The only thing is they're going to have to keep the look.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Because
you know, you can't CGI this. You can't fucking go overboard with the prosthetics and stuff like that. It has to. Killer Clowns from Outer Space is good because it's campy and cheesy.
Yeah,
do you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I knew this was coming because they had the game come out recently. The video game they released.
I remember that.
And once the video game came out, I was like, well, if there's enough interest for a video game,
there's a movie coming.
Surely with the the need for content on so many different platforms this day, somebody is going to step forward. If you can make a video game out of it, we can make a movie out of it.
Exactly.
I mean, it might be low budget, but we can make it. Oh, the video game follow-up to the movie. Shit. So do we have to play the game to understand what's happening next?
I'm okay with playing the game.
I don't know. We'll check it out. But I'm
the
looking forward to that. I'd assume, realistically, this has just been announced, so I would assume you're talking late next year, early 2027.
I'm trying to have a look here to see if I can see
it's going to Amazon, so I mean, if it's a streaming thing, will it be a bit quicker, do you think? Less production, less money put into it, maybe?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's not. Is it a movie or a miniseries?
It just says reboot. I don't think much has been announced about this yet.
Okay.
This is when it came out only yesterday or the day before, 3 days ago.
Okay.
This is on Bloody Disgusting.
I'm on Bloody Disgusting. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at here.
Bloody Disgusting. Yeah, I want to see that again. It's awesome. You still haven't seen this movie yet? I've watched it twice.
I can throw it on some night.
Do you know what? Funny enough.
Throw it on.
No. You don't have to worry about it. Because I am, like I said, we were only on season 1 of The Last Drive-Thru with Joe Bob Briggs. It's on one of the seasons. There's like 20 seasons there, but it's there somewhere. Now, some of those seasons are like 4 fucking movies on or 5 movies
get them watched in 2 nights.
But he's dead. Killer Clowns from Outer Space is definitely there at some point, so you will see it.
Yes.
So don't panic about that. And this one, I passed this one over the last day, thinking it was a documentary or something.
Which one?
Him.
Oh, yeah.
Marlon Wayans in a fucking horror movie by Jordan Peele. I mean, that's going to be fucking awesome. I know Jordan Peele isn't directing, he's only producing, but he's not going to put out shit.
No, he's not.
And Marlon Wayans just seems like, even the picture here that we're looking at, this is again, this is on the playlist.net, but the picture here, Marlon Wayans looks super intense, and he can go, his style of comedy.
He's a good actor,
he can go
though.
really intense.
He was in Requiem
like,
for a Dream. Like, that was nominated for Best Picture, I think.
He was supposed to.
Oh, yeah.
He got paid for being Robin.
You gotta be a good actor to be Robin.
Huh? But at that stage, that would have been a huge
Oh, it would have been.
Like,
yeah.
That's the one with the Penguin, Catwoman. You're in there with Danny DeVito.
But I mean, like, he's not just a comedy
fucking
actor, is what I mean. He is a good actor.
Yeah. I just haven't seen him in many things that were in comedy. I mean, he was in Bel Air, playing the father, but Will's father, which was more of a kind of a drama role, I suppose.
Was Marlon's House? That was
a fucking sitcom, Amy.
Good.
Yeah. But it's just, again, because, but I suppose, I mean, he's always kind of been horror adjacent as well, because he's had the scary movies. His baby.
Which are coming back as well.
With him again, and him and Sean coming back doing it again. So I can't wait for that.
Yep.
But they definitely made the first 2, maybe the first 3. They weren't in the third one.
No, they weren't in the third one.
But they were definitely credited as some form of creative for the third.
Yeah, the third one was Signs and War of the Worlds, isn't it?
Yeah, the rest of them would obviously be, from the franchise created by whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to this. This one seems to be about a sports-focused horror where
Julia Fox is in it. Yeah.
Where the sports guy makes a deal with the devil to obviously be great. So it's going to be seeing how that works out. This to me feels like almost like a male version of The Substance. Do you know where the 80s female version is
almost does make it
body, look young, be big boob, big butt, kind of fucking all tight. Whereas this is
he wants to keep
super focused, athletic Superman, alpha guy, trying to hit the fucking target and all that stuff to stay on top of all, what I would assume, because Marlon Wayans isn't a young man, it'll be to stay on top of the people coming behind him maybe or something like that. Yeah. But I think it'll be good to see how, that side of the male mentality works out. This kind of fucking super, not that it's sports are exclusively male and fucking whatever she would do. What was she doing again? Aerobics or specifically women.
Yeah.
Or that image doesn't matter in Hollywood for men as much as women and all that in this day and age. But I just feel like it just feels like a man's right. It feels like for all the women that went to The Substance and enjoyed it, there'll be the men will go, the more alpha men kind of that wouldn't have went to The Substance because they would have seen it as a girly movie.
We'll go to this one.
Even though I love The Substance.
Oh my God, it was fantastic.
And not
absolutely
just
adored it.
And men that did fucking not go to The Substance because they think it might be a girly movie, there's lots of but it's Men will be happy watching that movie. I love that movie.
I could tell, don't worry.
God damn. Well, I mean, I'm looking forward to this. Marlon Wayans is Isaiah White, a legendary 8-time championship quarterback and cultural megastar. Oh, and he offers to train Cam at a size isolated compound. Oh, so maybe Marlon Wayans is the devil.
Is he?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
No,
we'll find out when we
Isaiah
watch
White
it.
is Marlon.
Yeah, and he's training Cam.
I getcha.
Cam receives a lifeline when his hero, Isaiah White, reaches out to him. Right?
And he has a wife. He has a wife.
And what? You're saying the devil can't have a wife?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
So Jesus can have the brides of Christ running all over the fucking world trying to fucking convert
According
people.
to South Park, he has a husband, not a wife.
I apologize.
Thank you.
Excuse me. Someone will want to write a letter to Jordan Peele and Marlon Wayans. Huh? Straightening up the devil. What are you thinking? All right, so that's all the movie news I could find about for this week. So do you want to have a quick look at what we got coming up for WrestleMania weekend? Yes, baby, we're here.
And again.
Huh?
Nothing, love you.
Yeah, it's not like I'm making you suffer through 2 nights.
No.
I am compacting both nights into one night. I'm going to say, because of the time difference, WrestleMania for us in Ireland doesn't start until about 11 o'clock for the kickoff show, 12 o'clock midnight, maybe 1 o'clock for the start of the main show.
Yeah.
So me and my buddy Roach's plan was to get both nights into one. We'd start watching night 1 of WrestleMania on Sunday at about 6-7 o'clock.
6-7 o'clock. Okay.
And then by the time we're finished with night 1, night 2 will be starting and we just crack on into
Yeah.
See, we're old school. We're from the days when WrestleMania went for about 10 fucking hours on a Sunday. So we're just going to keep going the way we know how. 2 nights, too much for our old asses.
Yeah, you're not going to do the second night.
Marathon it. Which, that's what I find out. Last year when we watched it, I felt like by the time the second night came, I was just
drained from
I'll have my fun. No, to be fair, the first night looks like a better card to me.
Think so?
I think so. I mean, we were way off with some of the matches we thought were going to happen. I'm surprised. The big one that surprises me is that Rey Mysterio and El Grande Americano has not been made a mask versus mask match. I was convinced they would make that a mask match.
Oh, yeah.
Because it would make the most sense.
Yeah, to have the mask come off at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I would be thinking is, for me, the only thing I'd be thinking is that he hasn't been El Grande Americano long enough. The merch mask is selling well, and they see more legs on the story than they were originally expecting. In which case, you wouldn't want to have the mask versus mask match now, because you're only heating up the storyline.
They have something to maybe have it in the summer pay-per-view.
Yeah, they could drag on for another month or 2 before they go down that road, which is kind of. It's weird. It makes it more of a filler match than what I was expecting, which is strange for WrestleMania. But at the same time, whereas WrestleMania is this big spectacle, you still do have to kind of... It's like a music playlist.
Fluff it up a bit.
You got to bring it up and bring it down and bring it up and bring it down. So not every match can be a main event fucking match. Yeah. And I mean, by the looks of things, if this is right, and this is the actual positioning of everybody on the card... then they're opening the show with Gunther versus Jay. Yeah. I still believe Jey Uso's winning that.
Yeah.
Because I don't think... I'm still dead set on the idea, and we'll get into it again when we get there, that John Cena will beat Cody Rhodes. So I think to fluff that up, to kind of cancel that out, you're going to need the happy ending first. And they'll do Jay beating Gunther.
Okay.
And with the way the storyline's going, I mean, where do you go with Jay if he gets beaten by Gunther?
He goes back away to the book.
Because this is supposed to be him building his way up, you know, and overcoming Gunther. Like he admitted himself last week or 2 weeks ago. Where was it, last week or the week before? That he had been afraid of Gunther. That he believed that Gunther was going to beat him. And that by beating Jimmy up, like I said at the time, by beating Jimmy up, it gives Jay that extra motivation to go kick Gunther's fucking ass.
Oh, definitely.
So he has to kind of beat him. Otherwise, he's going way down the line. And again, in these situations, the only really way out of it if you're not going to have one beat the other, is double disqualification, double count out. Someone runs in and interferes and fucks it up for Jay to push him into another storyline so that he's too busy to be worried about not winning, you know?
Yeah.
They did that with Damian Priest. Damian Priest lost the belt to Gunther, but to get him away from Gunther and to take the attention off the fact that he wasn't champion anymore, he's going straight into a beef with the Judgment Day. And that's his storyline to keep him relevant. And even then, I'm not crazy about his match on the card either. The second match up is the War Raiders versus the New Day. And I think the New Day take this. What? I think you have 2 title changes right there.
Jey Uso and the New Day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nothing against the War Raiders, but I just don't think there is a lot there promo-wise.
So then...
They're great performers. But I think when you get like, I mean, they're my fucking religiously wise, they're my same beliefs. But I understand that gimmick is limited. That's why I didn't go roaring out as a pagan gimmick because it doesn't. Where do you go with it? You know, especially if you're playing the old style Viking, it's like, well, you're limited there. Do you know, what are you going to do? And they're 2 bigger guys. I don't hear them talk a lot when I do their vignettes as opposed to promos.
Live promos,
And it just, the New Day, no matter what you say about them, they're amazing on the mic. They're great in the mic. You put a microphone in their hand, they're going, and now they've got so much heat going against them. And again, maybe it plays into the idea that I already fucking said on the last time we talked about this. If they win and Cena wins, well, on Monday Night Raw, that's a good fucking... group to put together there to help protect him going forward to get him to the end of the year with that belt. And they're so spiteful against the WWE universe. It's like, well, we're going to help Cena keep that belt so he can leave with it. And you know what? If he leaves, we'll leave with him and take these with us, you know? And you'll have no fucking belts left here and all the greats will leave. And it kind of fills the gap for all those times John Cena's not going to be there for the next 10 months, you know? And, or not 10 months, where are we now? We're in 4, so 8 months.
Is that all?
He's only got 8 months left in his career. So I just think that might be a good storyline, a good way of fucking playing it on. Whereas I don't know where you go next with Eric and Ivor. You know?
Yeah, good question.
It's your big problem with the really, really big men. Is they're limited in the storytelling capacity and what you can do with them. You know, they're special attractions at best. And I don't know. I haven't seen them enough because I did stop watching WWE for a good few years. And I've only really been watching for the last year again. And they've been injured for most of that year. But anytime I've seen them talk, I haven't been that impressed.
No.
It's just been like, you know,
yeah.
You're getting by, but you're not really telling me any real story. You're just kind of getting ready for a match, getting me ready to watch the next match, but not really getting me down the road any further than that.
Yeah.
A match I didn't expect to make on the card. I said I didn't expect to make the card. I thought at most it would be a pre-show match, and that's Jade Cargill versus Naomi.
I remember you saying you thought it was going to be pre-show, all right?
Yeah. I don't know who wins this.
Jade.
But see, it feels like Jade has been getting one up on Naomi since she got back.
Oh, well,
every time Naomi's kind of around the place, Jade is running up behind her, beating her up, and or coming into the ring and beating her up and stuff like that. But that doesn't do Naomi any good going forward.
No.
It doesn't really. How do you start her? She hasn't been a heel in I don't know how long. How do you start her heel storyline with her getting her ass kicked? First off. So she's been getting beaten up for weeks and now she's going to lose.
No, she won't. So
I don't know. It could go either way. I really don't know, but I would. I believe Naomi might beat Jade.
It would make more sense.
And if the stories of backstage heat are true, I don't like to fucking believe a lot of them because the dirt sheet, it is all gossip a lot of the time. But if it is true that Jade rubbed a few people up the wrong way, it could be kind of as well a kind of not a big way of saying behave yourself, but a little kind of behave.
You know? As in like this is your face kind of thing.
Respect the legends before you kind of thing. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But that's the thing I like about this WrestleMania card as well is there's a lot of situations here that I don't know for sure.
What about the next one?
LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu.
LA Knight.
Jacob Fatu. They're looking to make a star out of Jacob. They're going to get that belt on him as quick as they can. They've been dying to put a belt on Jacob. This is the perfect situation for Jacob.
3, one after the other though.
It's WrestleMania. And you have to remember, that tomorrow night, the night after, they're about to fucking trash everybody's dreams with the last fucking match. Take it off the hero and walk away with the villain. So I would think that they're padding up to that.
Yeah.
And I would change my decision on the Tiffany Stratton-Charlotte Flair match.
What did you say the last
time?
I
originally said I reckon Charlotte was going to win it. I don't think Charlotte's going to win it. I think Charlotte, from what I hear about her as well, she's been rubbing a lot of people up the wrong way, and I believe it more about her, that she's kind of, because it's not the first time.
Is she a diva? Because she comes across like she could be hard to work with, but I don't know. I
think she is, from what I've read, what I've heard over the years, I think she is one of these people who would happily fucking step on you to get over you. I think she's very business focused. I think she's very competitive. I think she sees, this is my spot, and I'm not letting you get to my spot no matter fucking what.
If I have to get there,
I have to embarrass you with a microphone on television, if I have to talk shit about you, if I have to start rumors about you, if I have to do anything, I will do it to bring you down and raise me up. I think that's the kind of impression I get from her. I don't know her, obviously, and it's obviously armchair quarterback, I think they call it in America. We're sitting here and just kind of going off what we see on TV, what we read. So I don't know. Charlotte might be a lovely girl,
ambitious.
but our very own Irish representative Becky Lynch also said Charlotte Flair used to be my best friend. She's a bitch.
Well, we got to support the Irish.
Won't have anything to do with her.
Okay.
So I mean,
and we're usually pretty easygoing as a.
So to me, that would just mean, I don't know. But I think Tiffany's actually going to hold that belt.
Okay.
I don't think Charlotte has a hope of fucking getting that belt now. The next match, and this is what I'm saying, the two main events, I have no idea. Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins. I don't know. Some people are thinking, and I think it's maybe unlikely, but some people are suggesting, because of Paul Heyman's thing with Roman and CM Punk, of who he's loyal to, that we could see Paul Heyman pull a turn here and help Seth Rollins win instead of the two people who actually think he's going to help them. But does Seth Rollins need Paul Heyman?
Do you really need to pass Paul Heyman around the group like it?
And at this point, the only, Roman's kind of pushed him aside. I don't know. See, SmackDown's on tonight, so we're going to find out. No, we won't. They're not on SmackDown tonight, I don't think. I think they've kind of had their fucking blow off at the end of Raw, because as far as I know, Cena's on SmackDown tonight.
Okay.
So that would mean they'd kind of take the spotlight tonight after the other three taking the spotlight in Raw.
Yeah.
I don't know, to be honest, yeah. I think Paul Heyman's going to play a huge part in whoever does win. Otherwise, what's the point in playing off this storyline?
I would think Punk.
Huh?
I would think Punk.
I think Seth.
Do you think?
I think so.
That's what we have to see. Jump down a bet and see who wins.
What you willing to bet?
Oh, I'll tell you later.
So we are at night 2. Night 2, they're talking about this says it's starting with Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley. I didn't think I was kind of looking forward to this match, but I am.
You reckon Rhea though, don't you? Is that what you said the last time?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think Rhea's good. I don't know. I would like to see Rhea Ripley win it again. Rhea is my favourite. I don't think Io Sky leaves with it.
Okay.
I think rather Rhea or Bianca take it. I originally thought Rhea.
And now you think Bianca?
I think... I'm going very heel fucking heavy then, aren't I? Well, no, I'm not really. Because I said the first night, what did I have? I had Jey Uso winning, that's a baby. Then New Day winning, that's a heel. Rey Mysterio, El Grande Americano. If it was mask for mask, I'd say Rey. Or I reckon El Grande Americano. So that's two heels, one babyface. Then Naomi, that's 3 heels, 1 babyface. Then Jacob. Where does Jacob land in that? He is at the moment traditionally a heel, but the crowd are fucking cheering the shit out of him, and I know they'd rather see him win than lose.
But LA Knight's not a heel, is he?
He's not, but I don't think Jacob is a full-blown heel either in the eyes of the fans.
Okay.
For what a heel is supposed to be.
No, I know what you mean.
He does heel things, But if the crowd is cheering you, are you a heel?
Well, if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, Josh, it's a duck.
But what if the crowd quacks differently?
Well, then the crowd are not ducks.
Then you got Tiffany, right? So we say Jacob's in between. We're not even going to count him. And then Rollins would have to be a heel to fuck them over, wouldn't he? He'd have to do the third during the match.
Yeah.
So that'd be 3-3. So it's 50-50 booking at the moment. Then you'd have Bianca win. So that'd be 4-3. And then you have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez against Bailey and Lyra.
Oh,
I don't care.
Oh, Josh.
I think Liv and Raquel look good with the belts at the moment. I think I don't like the double champion thing unless there's a real reason for it. And I think if Bailey and Lyra are to win, it is solely to have another babyface championship win before we get to the big heel.
We should probably support Lyra.
I would like, I do, but I'm just saying, I think story, but see, it's not a support thing.
No, I don't mean it like that, but I mean like big her
hoping
up.
She has a good match is supporting the Irish person. Because it's still, you know, it depends on where the storyline's going or where it's about to take them.
I'm aware.
So, I think the belt suits Liv and Raquel, and I can't see any reason to take it off them.
Okay.
As of yet. Unless it has something to do with one of the Judgment Day people fucking up. Because I think we're almost certainly going to see the end of the Judgment Day after this.
Think
show.
so? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mainly because, look, I'm telling you now, AJ Styles versus Logan Paul, I have nothing to say about it. Let's move on. I hope AJ beats the shit out of him legitimately, but I don't think that will happen. So let's move on.
What if he's a really nice guy?
All evidence so far has pointed to not. So we have Braun Breaker, Penta, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio. Obviously, I genuinely think Dominic and Finn are going to clash here. Dominic's going to clash Finn, or Finn's going to fucking take it from Dominic. What you're going to have here is Dominic will go for the pin, and Finn will jump in and break the fucking pinfall, and then they'll start arguing with each other, and they'll start fighting, and then on Raw on Monday they'll all split up.
Split up again, yeah.
Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a Sin City street fight.
What's a Sin City street fight? Just a normal
street fight.
Oh, but it's in their Las Vegas.
They might have some specific Las Vegas style weaponry in it.
Oh, I was going to say, do you think they're going to like seal off like the strip like they did for Undertaker's match in the thing with AJ?
The
no,
graveyard, the boneyard match.
Yeah, but then there was another one that was in a stadium also.
What the hell? Oh, at the Stadium Stampede.
Stadium Stampede.
AEW.
Oh, yeah, but it'd be cool if they like sealed off like part of the strip, but they just like went at it.
But they didn't seal it off that time. That was COVID. They had all the room in the world to work with the whole area, remember? And then the more recent ones, they film all that backstage stuff the night before.
Oh. And
the times you see them around the crowd, they're actually just backstage waiting to come back forward. So all that shit's pre-recorded.
Well, that's disappointing.
But they did do something similar to the idea of what you're thinking in a WrestleMania decades ago. Rowdy Roddy Piper versus Goldust. They fought each other in the back of a flatbed truck driving through. Was it New York? I can't remember. Was it New York? And was it Vegas? I don't know, but the whole thing was they were wrestling the whole way to the event on the back of this thing, and then it led into the actual show. I think they led into the show. It was a long time ago, but they did.
Yeah.
Sin City street fight though could just mean that one of the street signs they used to hit each other with has a street name from Vegas on it. You know, I don't know. It'll just be a street fight. I would assume because these two will want their WrestleMania moment. They're both. Is
that why he was wearing jeans the other day?
Huh?
Is that why he was wearing jeans the other day?
No, just his street clothes because he wasn't scheduled to have a match.
No.
But I would say the upside to this, I think it's a bland build. I think there are two people who were put together because they had nothing better to do with them. But on the other side, they both have something to prove to them. So they both have a chip in their shoulder.
Yeah.
Drew has a chip in his shoulder, but he thinks he's above this fucking match legitimately backstage. He believes he's above this match.
Oh, really? Actually, for real?
He thinks he should be in a higher place on the card. So I think he will want this match to be extremely good to say, look what I can do with the shit he gave me.
Okay.
You know, I still came out here and I still made a moment. And at the other side, you have Damien Priest. And I'm not saying he'd be referring to Priest as shit.
I know. Yeah.
He'll be looking to cooperate
you.
as much, but to put him in a storyline with so little fucking behind it. And I think Damien Priest, on the other hand, then will have a chip on his shoulder of, I was champion after SummerSlam. I lost my belt after only a couple of months. I need to show them I'm worth having on the top of the card as well.
Definitely.
So I'm going to go out there and give a fucking everything. And they're both hard-hitting guys who aren't afraid to really dig into it. So I would expect a bit of blood in this match.
I would agree with you, but in the sense that he's not the two of them. I don't find Damien Priest that bland, but Drew McIntyre I do find a tiny bit. But
it's
again, is it that he's not being given?
Yeah, he's just not being given anything juicy. Is what I think. You know, there's nothing to lay into. They started to hint at this thing that he was going to be like a bloodline hunter and start going after all the bloodline until he got to Roman.
Where did that go?
And that seemed like a guy. Damien Priest knocked him off course.
Okay.
And then he had to go after Damien. So I'm hoping that maybe they'll go back to this after Mania. And then there's the big one, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. Everybody knows what I think is going to happen there. We're going to have a banger of a match, and then John Cena is walking out with that belt, and for the next 8 months, the story is going to be Cody chasing Cena to get his belt back.
Yeah. And well, Cena, I mean, what else are they going to do?
Pushing him to his limits to prove that he is worthy of holding that belt.
But Cena's always going to have the last run. But, you know, like...
How good would that... So, like, think of it this way, right? I've already kind of laid out my idea is that John Cena will get to this last pay-per-view, lose the belt to Cody after a really hard-fought match and a really long program of Cody working his way back up to Cena. And then Cena, I believe, in the last minute will turn face and say, right, I did this to test your limits, to see if you were capable of really stepping into my shoes and really living up to my legacy. And I do think you proved it to me now, kid. You're the man now. It's your time now. My time is done. And hand it to him and he'll leave. But how fucking awesome then will that be, funny-wise, if the New Day had teamed up with Cena and the idea of helping him take this belt away and they remain heel and they're like, what the fuck? We've been backing you the whole time. What do you mean this was a test for Cody? What happens to us now? And they could be bitter about that going forward. And it progresses their heel fucking persona even more, you know?
That they got fucked over.
After months of fucking backing this asshole after fucking screwing him.
Not a bad idea.
And then you could even have the fucking thing of Cena didn't really screw Cody, he screwed the New Day the whole fucking time, like, you know, and that'll be something they can pay up on. I don't know. That's just my creative direction for it. But I do think Cena is going to take this belt and run with it for 8 months.
Oh, that's fair enough.
And Cody will work his way back up to it. And we will get to see him finish a second story. But this time in December. Because the rumor is that there'll be a new pay-per-view in December called My Time Is Not. Something to one of Cena's.
Oh, one of Cena's,
one of Cena's catchphrases that's been named after him. That'll be in Boston. It'll be his last one and it'll be done. And fuck me, if we know anything about the Boston crowd from watching Dynamite and Collision this week, they're loud fuckers.
They really are.
They deserve that. Because I was giving out lately that Dynamite hadn't been the greatest.
No, there was a big crowd.
But but I mean, even creatively. But the last few weeks, it's just been going back at it. I mean, even this week, when you look at it, you had that fucking long-ass banger of a match between Athena and Sasha.
Yeah.
Or what's she called? Mercedes. You had fucking Takeshita and Will Ospreay going fucking mental. You had a title change in the 6-man tag. And to be and a debut with Josh Alexander and a turn with Josh Alexander. And then fucking Trent and Rocky turning on Collision. But to be honest with you, all that was in my head was this crowd deserves it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing most audiences don't fucking click with and don't realize, right? Is the louder you are, the better, more times they will come to your fucking city. If you don't make a peep, you are considered a dead fucking town. It's not worth coming here. It's not going to be good television. But if ye are going ape shit, they're going to make it out. I guarantee you Boston will see AEW again.
But it builds atmosphere for the viewers as well. Like, do you know? It
does. It gives you the fucking the crowd going mental. You're sitting here going, let's do this. You know? And it does make a difference. So, I mean, people like Tony Khan will then be looking at like who was the hottest crowd, because this is what's going to get us over.
Exactly.
So if you're sitting there on your fucking thumbs or playing with your fucking phone, they're not going to come back again.
The audience is getting the viewers too.
No, they also look at how much you spend. So if you don't scream, go buy a load of t-shirts and then they might come back to you.
2 t-shirts.
All right, I think that's enough for this week. Let's get cracking with our WrestleMania weekend. I got a party to prepare for first. A 3-person party. So
2-person, I'm going to bet. See what you did there.
Shots. See you next week.